So how you use your time off is up to you, but a new study finds a large number of Americans are using PTO to sleep rather than go on vacation. AmeriSleep surveyed 1,000 Americans. 57% say they've taken PTO or a sick day in the last year to specifically lay in bed and rot, meaning they do nothing. Well, I mean, probably scroll on their phone, but basically nothing. 33% say they've taken multiple days off just to rest in the last year. Joyel Crawford joins us now. She is the author of Show Your Ask, Using Your Voice to Advocate for Yourself and Your Career. Thank you for joining us. So 53% of Americans feel guilty for doing this. Should they?
They shouldn't. That's a huge red flag. If you're taking paid time off to rest instead of, that's a red flag for burnout. When we're too exhausted to even plan a vacation, it's a signal that we are in a workplace culture that is business over balance, and rest should be proactive and not the last resort.
So I'm also thinking about social media, because when we're not working, many of us are at home on social media, scrolling Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, whatever. It feels like that's mentally tolling as well. Do you think social media is another added element in this right now?
It can be. I mean, I am a card carrying, like, social media addict. My husband said if I just had a like button, I would love him more, and that's sad. That's really, so it's really important to give ourselves some breaks from social media. That can really, and you can end up scrolling yourself into a dismal situation. So putting some controls on that. There are self that you can use to monitor and with, kind of take a little step back from being on the screen so much.
So the survey also finds that Gen Z is most likely to cancel plans in part because of anxiety, lack of motivation, and procrastination. Why do you think there's this generational difference?
Well, you know what? I gotta clarify something. Gen Z isn't lazy. They're just literate in self-preservation.
Oh.
They know what's going on. They are rejecting that hustle culture that we've kind of subscribed to and taking those bed rotting days because traditional models of work and rest haven't been working for them. But rest without restoration can easily turn into avoidance. Tension, it can turn into some really unhealthy boundaries. So they really know they get it. They really know how to pair intentionality with boundaries. So we could definitely take a page from their book.
I think I'm going to steal that from you. When somebody asks me, am I tired? I'm going to say, no, I'm illiterate in self-preservation. So thank you for that one. One final thing here. At what point does laying in bed just become too much? Like, when is it just way too much?
I think there's something about resting. Everyone needs rest, but I think what we need to do is make sure that we use PTO as permission to optimize. Use that time to reflect and reset. Ask yourself, what's one boundary that I can set? What's one routine that I can soften? What's one thing that I can do to release? Sometimes the healthiest vacation is from overcommitting and not from leaving your city or your town.
PTO, permission to optimize, and then illiterate in self-preservation. Joyel, just hitting us with bangers today on the Saturday. Thank you so much for your time. We appreciate it.